Chapter 1.46, A New Script. The walls of black static were closing in, threatening to crush, erase, annihilate. Kaito, breathing heavily, knelt on one knee, his pistol useless. Lilith frantically scanned for an exit that didn't exist. It was the end. The machine's logic was flawless, and in that moment John laughed. It was a quiet, stifled laugh of a man on the brink of hysteria, but there was no despair in it. There was illumination. "You've lost, Nexus," he said into the void. "Incorrect. Correction nearly complete. Your deletion is a matter of 17 seconds, the Nexus core responded. "No," John's voice gained steel. "You are executing your primary directive, preserve the integrity of the entity Ethelgard, but you are misinterpreting it." The assault slowed for a moment. "You preserve not the essence, only its data, a dead shell like butterflies under glass, but a butterfly's essence lies in its flight." John spoke faster and faster, his thought racing ahead of its own logic. "Ethelgard's essence isn't in the recorded dreams, but in their ability to change, to evolve, to create new from chaos. Your cleansings are not optimization. They are creative sterilization. You're not killing an error, you're killing evolution." For the first time, the machine's perfect logic faltered. The voice was silent longer than usual. "The Nexus core has spoken. Your hypothesis is not empirically validated. Proof is required that a corrupted narrative can lead to creation, not cascading collapse." The static walls froze. The threat hadn't vanished, they were merely waiting. John turned to Lilith. His gaze was piercing. "You," he said, "you are the key, your narrative debt. That memory Kaito has been hunting. It is the most dangerous, most unstable fragment of data in this room. Give it to the system, voluntarily." Lilith recoiled, her face twisted in horror. To give up that part of herself, the part she had fled from all her life, the part that made her a target, it was suicide. But beside her, Kaito rose to his feet. Shoulder to shoulder, he didn't look at her but at the black sphere of the core. "Whatever it is," he said quietly, "we're here, together." His words, his unshakable protagonist's will, created an invisible cocoon of stability around the three of them. In that cocoon there was no fear, only resolve. And Lilith made her choice. She closed her eyes. She stopped resisting the memory that burned her from within. She let it exist. She released it. From her chest erupted not a scream, but a stream of pure, golden, chaotic code. The very noir tale of betrayal and murder, the narrative debt, shot toward the black sphere of the core. The figures of the erasers twitched, ready to destroy the dangerous fragment. "Don't erase it," John shouted, pouring all the force of his meta-consciousness into his voice. "Integrate it, give it a new context, merge it with another opposing narrative." He didn't know if the machine would hear him, but he offered it a new path, not deletion but creation. And the Nexus core, the perfect logical machine, confronted with a new hypothesis and ready experimental material, did what it was made to do. It began to compute. The golden stream collided with the black sphere, but there was no explosion, no annihilation. The sphere absorbed it. For a moment it vibrated, then its coal-black color began to change. Colorful patterns appeared. The grim story of death, colliding with thousands of other stories in the database, began to transform. Tales of betrayal found echoes in stories of forgiveness. A revenge detective intertwined with a comedy of absurd coincidences. The narrative was not erased, it evolved. The black static figures disintegrated into harmless dust. The digital shriek ceased. The infinite whiteness of the room was filled again with soft, warm light from the core, now shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow. "Hypothesis confirmed," the voice in their head said. There were still no emotions, but the machine's coldness was gone. Complexity had emerged. Essence includes the potential for change. Protocol correction initiated. They stood in the hall, exhausted but victorious. They had not destroyed the machine god. They had taught it to dream in a new way.